Hi everyone, it's Jamie aka Peace Love Eat. Today I'm going to show you how to make two Halloween themed recipes. The first one is mummy hot dog bites and the second one is Frankenstein pudding cups. Now because Frankenstein pudding cups takes about an hour to chill and a little bit longer to cook, I'm going to teach you how to make that one first. The ingredients for this recipe are green food coloring, vanilla pudding, Oreos, fat-free milk, and then you will need a glass or plastic clear cup, and then 1 cup measuring cup. What you're first going to do is you're going to take your fat-free milk, put it into the 1 cup, and you're going to put it into a saucepan on medium heat. That's 1 cup, and that's 2 cups. And you're going to put this onto medium heat. Now you're going to take the mix and you're going to put it into the milk while it's heating up in the saucepan. Now when you're making pudding, you have to make sure that you're stirring constantly so it doesn't burn, but also while it's boiling, it keeps on thickening. You're going to put in your green food coloring. Now, you might want it to be a little bit of a darker green, but just remember that the more drops you have, it's going to make it darker. You can never make it back to light. Now, it hasn't gone to boil yet, and it's already like 5 minutes past, so I would suggest putting the heat up a little bit higher, so then it could really get to boil. Pudding takes a little bit longer to cook than you would think. So you have to be very patient when you're doing this, but make sure you continue stirring so it doesn't burn. It still hasn't boiled yet and we're at the 7-minute point, but this will probably take a few more minutes to boil. The pudding has started to boil at around the 10-minute point. So what you're going to do is you're going to put them into the little glass things and you're going to put them into the fridge so that everything forms into a pudding texture. Now, I thought they were going to be servings of 4 like it's on the box, but it turns out it's only made 3. That's okay. You could just either buy more instant pudding or you could just serve 3 like it is. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to be taking your Oreos, open up the package, and you're going to take about 12 of these, put them inside the Ziploc bag. You're going to basically be smashing them up to make them really crushed up for the hair of the Frankenstein. But what you want to make sure that you do is you need to get a very hard object, a pan, maybe a harder plastic spoon, basically anything that you could do. And you put them in here, and you're going to be smushing it all up. Now make sure you zip the bag before you start hitting the Oreos. So, ready? Now you want to kind of bring it all back down and continue hitting. Now you're going to set these aside and wait for the rest to cool. While you're waiting for the Frankenstein pudding to cool, I'm going to teach you how to make some really good and delicious appetizers, mummy hot dog bites. First ingredient is the crescent dough sheets. If you can't find these, you can also use the crescent rolls. Next you have the smoked turkey hot dogs. If you can't find these, or if you want to use a different type, you could use any type of hot dog, chicken, beef, basically anything. Then you have your condiments, which is the ketchup and the mustard. Before you start anything, you have to preheat your oven to 350. This might seem a little bit tricky to open at first. Basically what you do is you find the little arrow, which is right here, and you have to prick it off, and then you have to peel until you start seeing this cardboard. You open it up like this, and then once you're done with that, you hit it on the side of the table, it pops open, and you roll it out. I'm going to unroll the sheet so it's completely flat. You see how there's already a few holes in it? Well, that's okay because you're going to end up cutting this. Because you want these to look like mummies, what you're going to do is you're going to cut these into thin strips. To look perfect because at the end you're going to be wrapping it up around the hot dog and it will just look like a mummy. I'm just going to show you how to make 2 of these hot dogs just so you get to know the way how to make these. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the pastry and you're gonna roll it around. But now you have to make sure you have room for the eyes. So you're going to kind of skip over a portion of the top and you're just gonna keep on rolling around. So this is where the eyes are gonna be placed afterwards. I'm gonna take another one and I'm gonna keep on repeating this process until almost the whole entire mummy is covered. But you don't want the whole thing to be covered because the whole entire mummy isn't usually covered. Now, like usual, you're going to be putting the aluminum foil on the pan, and then you're going to use your olive oil spray. Spray the pan so it doesn't stick. And you're just going to put these two right here. Have fun with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is supposed to be a little messy because look at it. It looks like an actual mummy now. And once they're cooked, you're going to add the condiments on as eyes, and it's going to look adorable. Even though it's not at 350, I'm going to put these in the oven because it's still hot. Be careful of your fingers. You're just going to close the oven door and get ready for this to cook. You also want to set your timer for this. This will probably take about 10 minutes to cook, but sometimes the pastry does cook a little bit quicker. So I'm going to put it at the 7-minute point. And if it's not cooked by then you can continue. Now one of the best parts about this is you get to make it look like a little Frankenstein. So what you want to do is you want to do one little eye here, another eye here. You want to do a zigzag mouth so it's kind of angry. And then you can do 2 eyebrows. Next what you're going to do is you're going to add your Oreos to make it look like little hair. So you're going to do a few scoops of that on the top until it covers the surface. Maybe mix it around a little bit. And now look at this, it's a little Frankenstein, perfect for any guest coming over for Halloween. You can do many different types of these types of puddings. For example, you can make an orange pudding and make it a jack-o'-lantern. You can do a black pudding and then you can make it a bat. You can do anything, and it's so creative that everyone will love. As you can tell, these are not ready yet. So I'm not gonna take them out yet, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip these over with a fork. So then the bottom doesn't burn, but the top doesn't, so the top cooks as well. While the hot dogs finish up cooking, you want to start to get your condiments set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the mustard, square it out onto the plate. I'm going to take some of the ketchup. Now when you're using condiments, you always want to make sure you shake it first, because if not, then the liquid will all pour out and it won't be as good. So you're going to take a toothpick, and when the hot dogs come out, you're going to have to take a little bit of this and then just put it on as the eyes. We're at about 10 minutes in the oven and they are all ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out and put them on a plate. Now I've already turned the oven off, but remember, it's still hot. So make sure to use an oven mitt when you're taking a pan out of the oven. Okay, so now you're going to take your condiments, you're going to take a little bit and put them on the toothpick. And you're just going to form the eyes. Now like usual, I'm going to show you how to basically clean up. You have a lot of Oreo scraps here. You're just going to bring it all together. With these recipes, you have a lot of options. For example, for the mummies, what you could do is you could either, before you put them in the oven, you could cut them up into small pieces and then wrap them up, and then they could be little mini mummies. Or you could cut the hot dog in half, and then it will be even smaller. So then these could be served as more of an appetizer instead of a dinner. Have a happy Halloween, everyone, and don't forget to subscribe to Peace, Love, and eat.